majority of the war.
Okay, so yeah, let's start it. Um, NxM Glory Season 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, again to the playoffs. This is the upper bracket, best of three against the Blood Oats. Yeah, I'm lagging. Mm. Anyway, yeah, so for the bans, it's pretty uh, generic as far as I can see. It's a Matilda ban. We're following up with the Hylos, which I think is a bit interesting because they don't have the first pick anymore. So I thought they would uh, incline more to the Zushin or maybe uh, Lucas even. Lucas is a force to be reckoned with. So that hero is also viable for banning, but seems like it's not the case for here. It's going to be a Layla ban. Very interesting. Layla, I know, has seen some rising in popularity ever since uh, the Malefic ban has been implemented, but I don't know if it deserves a first ban. Um, I guess for them it does. And as a response to that, they're going to ban Fanny. The Bloodoats and Maf. Hmm. Well, the Bloodoats, I think if they are going following this routine that they are banning the marksman heroes, it's probably going to be another goal lane. As I said, this is a hurried ban, very procedure. But now I ask the question about Zushin. Yeah, okay. Well, there goes Granger. I hope. I think Granger is going to being picked up here. Uh, yep,
Experience the euphony of suffering.
that is the Granger being picked up by Aizen. Uh, a very strong, solid, bold pick to be having. And in response to that, they have a couple of heroes up their sleeve as well. They have um, Lucas, which I think is very strong now, especially being a jungle, you just snowball
Love and
out of
light are
proportion.
everlasting.
But it's going to be, they're going to secure a Sicilian as a late game insurance for them. Um, Scales very well, has decent sustainability. Damage is also insane, very
The
solid.
Immortal One chose me to vanquish the
And
shadows
they're going to
that
pick up the
infect
jungler,
this world.
Suyo, Angels Like You. I've seen there's Angels Like You play before. Um, he is very,
Let's fight
like,
to our heart's content!
he invades a lot. And Suyo, as we know, is a very fast jungler. He has his ultimate, his full potential unlocked, only level 3. So we'll see a lot of invasion with this hero, with this player in particular. And It's
Where there is light,
yeah.
there are also shadows.
There goes the heroes Lucas and Louis being picked up by the Bloodhounds. Lucas, as I said, a very strong hero. Uh, Louis is good. I mean, I guess we'll see the divergent play being put up here. And for the bans, it's actually a Carmilla. Alright, so they don't want to mess with the Carmilla Louis combo and just disappear, like appearing out of nowhere and tying them all up in knots and wiping them all out. So no Carmilla for today. Instead, it's and in response they're going to also ban Aerith. Aerith, I think is yeah. I mean they don't have a marksman on the mouth, so they're eliminating any good marksman they have in the roster available, which I think they should. I really think they are doing a good job at banning all the marksmen, and I think they should continue on by yeah. There we go. Mia.
Breaks through the
Yeah.
darkness.
That's three goal laners, four goal laners banned. So there there must really be a good goal laner in to warrant such goal bans. Lolita being picked up against the Granger. The Granger, um, Lolita does hard counter Granger, but Lucas can cancel the shield of Lolita quite easily. So this will be kind of a hard situation to maneuver around for this Lolita. And I think they're also going to take more tank who can like put airborne CC because that's what Lolita suffers against. And I think uh, Minotaur I've never seen really in ages. He's not really a good hero, but in this situation, might just be. Nolan being picked up, and that concludes the draft for the Bloodhounds. Very solid. Um, I mean, I'm kind of skeptical about the Lolita pick, if I'm being honest. Like, and the Alpha on the EXP lane as well. Um, it's not bad by any means, but it's certainly hard for them. The marksman hovering on Hanabi. Hanabi, uh, yeah, I think Gary is much better than Hanabi with the burst potential, but um, I actually think they could
I've
go
been
get away
waiting
with
for too
playing
long.
Leslie as well, but they are going to decide on picking Carry, which is quite solid. Flicker on all sides. Um, well, this skin is geeked up. What is this? My God. All right, well, that concludes the draft for both teams, looking quite solid. The right side a bit more unconventional. Like you don't see this pick usually, but I guess we'll see. I mean, with the diversion play, the Bloodhounds could make game game ending of team fights. So this will be very dicey for both the teams. And Granger skills late game, but so does Sicilian. So we have two late gamers on both sides of this team. But enough talking. We should only see how they play. I mean, you could pick any side of the team, but what ultimately matters is the execution, how they use their hero in this game. And with that, starts off first game of the day, playoffs, the Bloodouts versus Math. Bloodouts on the blue side, they are starting with the red buff, and the opposition is starting with the blue buff. So they are again focusing on the goal lane, very classic maneuver by them. And now, yeah, Lolita annoying Granger with the shield, but it was kind of late, so it doesn't really affect anything. Hmm. Oh. That skin is goofy as hell. Sicilian. What? Okay. Well, that's interesting. Anyway, the gold crab is going to be picked up by the Granger. Very solid pick. The lethal being picked up by the Suyo. Gold. Red team is slightly in the favor in the goal aspect, doing some damage to Minotaur, but the Lolin is here, does have level 4, but so does the Suyo. Suyo doesn't have a level 4, the Blazer is going to commit it. Oh, that is very close. The fracture on the Nolan almost brought him down, but he did have the Blade Surge to escape, and looks like there won't be any casualty. Just about. So for now, they're playing it safe. I mean, that's what the red team should do because they do have the necessary. They have the late game insurance. Minotaur being quite tanky, but on the bottom side, it's actually Alpha who takes out. It's actually Alpha who takes out the Lucas solo, but in revenge to that, Nolan takes him out. It's a 1-for-1, but that's a kill to jungler. So I would say blue team benefit off more than that, more than the red team. But it was a solo kill by the Alpha. So can't never go wrong. Nolan is level 5, so he could easily take this turtle if he wanted to. There was no zoning out by the red team. But will he be in time to take this turtle? No, he will not. Okay. I feel like that was more like a giveaway. I feel like he could have contested. I think maybe he would have won as well, but what's done is done. The turtle is going to be picked up by the red team. Minotaur is not level 4 yet, so it's not the Louis. The Newman Blast used by the Lolita, that was kind of a waste of his ultimate, if I'm being honest. But I guess it doesn't matter. Well, we're recalling back to base. Nolan waiting in the bush like hyena. Zilan scouting out Nolan, but yeah, there's not any fight happening so far. Oh, okay. And now it's the Lucas who takes the kill onto the Sicilian, onto the Alpha. No, Suyo Nolan just checks the bush, just face check the bush with no reason. That was he went in there blindly, and that's what costed him his life. That was senseless what he did. I'm glad he paid the price for it. Well, this Lucas might be going down here. He does not have his ultimate yet, so flash tap, flash combo, but it's not enough. As I said, Lucas without his ultimate is quite squishy. Going to die. Getting on the top side though, Kerry might be in trouble here. Nolan getting bullied, but Carry, yeah, as I said, might be in trouble. The flicker by the Minotaur with his ultimate, not really landing his stuns. I think Carry might just be. Oh yeah, Carry survived. On the flip side, the bottom turret has been taken by Mav. So far, Blood Oats are a little bit in the backfield here. I mean, Alpha is doing a lot of damage to the Lucas. Lucas pops her ultimate. Uh, that is interesting. On the top side, Suya takes the kill onto the Louis. Oh, the Sanguine Claws almost hits the Granger, but the flicker committed onto the Sicilian. Gets the kill on the Granger, but I think they might be going down fracture used by the Nolan, but the damage is not really enough to take any of them out. Turtle looking like it may be going to the red side unless it's Nolan can. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say unless it steals the Newman Blast use onto the Nolan getting stunned, but his team is there. Lolita committing in to the Minotaur gets killed, but a revenge kill by the Suyo Spirit of Alpha used on the Louis Flicker as well, just to kill one. That Flicker was a waste. There was no reason for him to flicker, but that was a good attempt. At least the trade they got the mid turret, but the Nolan might be getting killed onto the system. But the Bat Feast is popped up and he takes no damage from the Nolan. It's interesting what. Hmm. The Nolan has not built his first item yet. Actually, none of the team have except the Suyo. Um, I mean, Lucas. Okay, well, that Sonata being used by the Granger just to kind of zone the carry out the diversion play coming in with the Louis. on the top lane with the Nolan, but oh Nolan, oh the blue buff, that is a very bad mistake. Uh, okay, never mind. He that was retribution, but that was very close. He almost misses blue buff for no reason. That was interesting. But the retribution committed on the Granger, then he goes down to the carry the top lane on the bottom side as well. Alpha beating this Lucas in a 1v1 combat, but Nolan is here coming on the bottom side. Will he be able to kill this Nolan Alpha? I don't think so. The Spirit Alpha committed again, and it looks like this Alpha is really, really tanky. I mean, uh, the damage Nolan has, at least just for now, it's not enough. The the dual displacement play being used by Louis takes a kill onto the carry, but yeah, Sicilian Bat Feast being used, surviving the flicker committed. That was very scuffed. So far, what I'm seeing is the players are all just scuffling against each other. There's not much rhyme or rhythm happening here. Um, it's more like a skirmish, I would say. It's not to say that they're playing bad, it's just that it's very chaotic, the gameplay that I'm seeing here anyway. The diversion play onto the top lane, Sicilian going down to the Nolan, retribution committed as well. The Suyo might be taking down the Granger, but he's just spamming his bullets, and he survives. Oh, that was very close for comfort, but Louis will be going down to the Suyo. Suyo takes another kill onto the Minato, but the Nolan is here in the top lane. He is here to collect his taxes, and he takes a kill on the carry, but will he survive? No, he will not survive the Soul Saver, along with the hammer, the bonk of Lolita is enough to take the kill. A shutdown, actually. So, I mean, shutdown went to the room, so that's not good, but that's not like the best, but it's still good. I mean, the Lucas pick was good, but I think Alpha really hard counters any DPS fighter on the EXP lane. Alpha takes the Granger as well. The Alpha is doing so much damage now, as you can see. I mean, it's just insane. His damage is. The Lucas is not surviving at all. The Bat Piece being used takes out the Lucas. It's going to take out the Minotaur as well. Double kill to the Sicilian. The late game has not even arrived and is doing insane amount of damage. This is not a good sign for the Blood Oaths. And the top inhibitor shield is going to pop. I think mid also, yeah. The mid is also going to be popped up. And now the Lord is only mere seconds away from spawning. And I think they might just be losing. I mean, the goal lead as well is 5k, and you're against the Sicilian. Like if you're against Sicilian, and you're losing, there's not much hope you have. Oh, okay, the Lolita. Never mind. I It seems like I give Omen to whichever team I support. Oh, the diversion play by the Louis, a Hail Mary gameplay. Yeah, this was very, very optimistic. I mean, I guess he almost killed the Louis, so that was a good attempt. And now the Lord is marching down on the mid turret. They don't have the inhibitor shield anymore, so this will be hard. The Suyo is just farming the Lucas. Lucas has his ultimate, but yeah, that Suyo is just too much the damage. I don't know why Lucas was on the bottom side though. He has to defend this mid turret. I don't think they will be able to defend this unless Mouth makes a mistake, which I don't think they are going to make. I mean, look at the damage the Spirit of Alpha used on the Minotaur. Takes him out with ease. The Retribution committed onto the Granger as well. The Granger has to flicker out. The shield is being so annoying. But actually, Cecilia goes down to the Louis. I think that was the passive in play. I did not catch that happening. I don't know how Sicilian died, but that was a good thing. Now that the Sicilian is dead, they could maybe defend this. Yeah, they are going to defend this. And now it's a reset. Even though the goal lead is like almost 10k, to be honest, it's it's not hopeless, I would say. Granger, his stacks is nowhere near as I would hope, but it's still decent. It's 312, so he could maybe carry his team if he wanted to, if he really put in the effort. They just need to make, they just need to wait for one mistake Mouth makes, or they need to do a diversion play. Like all of them should be in a bush and go for a solo kill, an isolated player, and they oh there is a diversion play being used on the Louis. I think they might just be taking the Alpha. The Alpha might be going down here. Never mind, they missed the displacement, and I think now they're the one who's getting hunted. The Sicilian catches the Louis, those flicker away. Minato has to flicker away as well, but I think there won't be any casualty. The flicker by the Lolita, and never mind, the casualty is the blue team. They did a Hail Mary play by you doing the using the Louis ultimate, but that wasn't really it really didn't work out in the favor. It was a big gamble, and they lost it. And I think they should be. I mean, yeah, there's not much they can do at this point. Like it was a good attempt by them, but it just fell off short. Like, and just like that, it's going to be Maf who takes the first victory on their hands. Best of three. This was a reminder. So first round won by them. Second round, we will see if the Bloodos could maybe do a comeback or not. And I have to say the Suyo is like his damage was too much for Minotaur to handle, for anyone in the team of Bloodos to handle really. And all around just good gameplay by them. The Lolita pick I was very skeptical about. I didn't really trust the Lolita, but they pulled it off. They really, really pulled it off. I thought the Lolita pick was a throw, but never mind. It wasn't a throw. So yeah, that was the first game, won by Mouth, and now we'll continue to the second game, and hopefully to a third game as well if somehow Bloodouts come back, which I hope they do. I love a good comeback story. Are we starting or okay? Well, Dave, what a start for from the Moth. A very good, a dominating display of skill by them in the first game. But as we said, every new game is a new start. So maybe, just maybe, Blood Oats could do a comeback here. Fingers crossed, and I'm not committing to either side. So I'll be open to what they have in their arsenal to show us today. Uh, for now, the first pick now, it's going to be Math, and they're going to ban Hylos. Hylos is problematic, but banning Hylos at the first pick is very interesting, as I would say. Like, I don't really think about the Hylos ban, to be honest. But never mind. The ban of to the side of the Blados is going to be Zushin, a very conventional, very reliable ban. Once you meet against Zushin, you cannot really do anything. At least for the first two levels, it's so hard for you to clear up lanes. To walk up to the wave, it's just a suicide. Just get tossed around so much. That's why they're going to ban Zushin. And with that, they're banning the Sun. A Sun is, I mean, I don't know about the Sun, if I'm being honest. I know Sun got buffed the last patch. I know that happened, but the fact that the Sun
Experience
is
the
getting banned is I don't
euphorious
really feel
suffering.
comfortable with that happening. But it's going to be Granger ban again by the Math. Even though they have the first pick, they decide to get rid of the Granger because I think they're not going to pick. I think because they're not interested in taking a Granger with them. and then they don't want to face a Granger on the
The
second pick
immortal
as
one
well.
chose me to
So
vanquish the
yeah,
shadows that plague
and the
the
last ban,
stars.
concluding all the banning, concluding the banning phase is going to be Suyo, which we saw the last game. Suyo completely dominated the game, just did insane damage to all the roam the opposition had, and that's why they just decided to get rid of it
Only
before even,
love
you
and
know.
night are
The
everlasting.
first pick, Sicilian, very solid, as we saw in the last game. Insane damage, good CC coverage, and survives pretty decently. He also had a very good scaling to the late game, so they decided to pick for themselves. But now I think Harut is going to be picked up by the Blood Oats because Harut, as we know, is very busted, at least in this current meta. So I think it's going to be Harut being picked up by the Blood Oats. And if I should mention, there are. Okay, interesting. Well, there are other heroes they could pick, but I think Harith is the best they could now, at least. Mikato Kasha later in the stage of the game. Oh, never
Victory
mind. It's going
is
to be
in
a.
sight, soldier.
Huh.
Shadow of obscurity.
The
Sanjo.
Blood Oats, they're. They picked Moskov and Eve first pick. That is certainly very bold. They must be very confident in their choice of the heroes because I don't really. Like, if I were them, I would not feel confident and giving away Harith and Sicilian because now you have to finish the game early because in the late game the damage from Sicilian and the Harith is too much to handle even for a fully decked out tank. Like the damage is just insane. It's just incomprehensible. So this will be hard for them to maneuver around the late game. At least they need to. That's them going the right. That's them going the right track. I think Badang is a very good pick especially now in this meta. The tank build he has is really annoying to deal with. So yeah, that is a step up from their first pick. For the banning list, probably going to be focusing on the tank. I mean, they could flip it around and go ban the EXP, but yeah, it's going to be Hilda. Hilda ban. And now I think what they should do on the side of Mob is focus on the jungle heroes that they really don't want to face against. A good choice of a jungle hero now would be Alpha, because Alpha is good against the Hayabusa. I mean, if you get the speed of Alpha just melts down
For honor.
their HP. But never mind, it's going to be a Tigreal ban. I think just for the ease for their mage to have more
Muscle of
space,
iron,
they decide to ban
bones of
Tigreal.
steel.
They're not focusing on the Purify gameplay. And now the bans have been concluded. It was a Gato Kacha and a Carmilla, which I think is certainly very interesting. I don't really see a Carmilla being picked nowadays, especially in tournaments. Carmilla pick is very rare, but you know, you can't never be safe. But I mean, because of that, all the jungle heroes are clear for the Bloodlords to pick. See, I think that's where they made a mistake because now they could pick a Alpha. They could also pick a Lucas as well. I think
They
Lucas is
call
still
me
open,
a
right?
hero
Never
because I
mind.
saved my nation from falling apart.
So from the last game, I think they lost the confidence on the Lucas. They decided to go for YSS, which I think is not bad if truth be told, but uh, I guess it's good to close the gap between the Sicilian with his first skill. Um, so well, you know, I could sit here and speculate all day. I could come here and come with assume anything, but all I can do really is just wait and watch them play. For the last tank pick, is it going to be a Minotaur again? All right, that's a Minotaur.
Will finish off what was left undone.
Hey, that's a comeback. I mean, as I said before, the last game as well, Minotaur very rarely seen nowadays. I even forgot he existed for a second there. And it's going to be picked by uh,
Wipe out
the
all the injustice in the
mobs.
world.
and Chow finishing up the draft. So let's recap the draft. I think late game wise, obviously they have Sicilian on the mouth side, and they have Minator and Harit as well. Harit going for the Vengeance instead of the Purify might be good for the Badang. The Badang could flicker in there, kind of CC chain, and also Chow could use his ultimate to, deliver Harith to them. So I think the vengeance on Harith might be a mistake, if I'm being honest, because now Chow has a easy target on him. And as for the jungle, Hayabusa could very well snowball killing, but if it doesn't, the Wise I think is actually good. With his first kill, his his arrow as well. His mobility is not something to be joked around. But all that will be seen in this gameplay of both the junglers, starting from the red and blue, focusing on the goal lane yet again. This, by the way, is a series of playoffs. So far, 1-0. The blue side is 1 and the red side is 0. The blue side is, of course, Moth, and the red side is the Blood Oats, I think, is, well, they did lose the first game, but this time I see them more confident in their pick. I mean, they decided to give up the Harith. You only give the Harith if you're really confident in what you're doing, or if you just, Oh, this is Badang Rome as well. Okay, I thought there was a Samus Rome for a second, but never mind. This is going to be Badang Rome, which I think is not bad because Badang innately is very valuable because of the CC with. Look at this, the wall is just annoying. Um, yeah, it is the early game, so it's not really much. It's not like very, very annoying. But the Sicilian is getting pounded down by the YSS. The YSS, I don't know what was that. He just tunnel vision onto the Sicilian, gets killed. First blood given to the Hayabusa. This was a very bad. Uh, I don't know what that was. Like, I know what the YSS was thinking. Maybe he thought he could have gotten the kill on the Sicilian fast and just ran away, but that wasn't the case. And the Chow might be going down. Second cross catches the Chow. The Chow will go down to the Sicilian, and that's a flicker as well. So early game, it's a 2-0 already. It's very bad for them. And the Harit is looking quite low. The Badang is doing so much damage to both of them right now. The Golden at least is uh, a bit favoring them, but turtle-wise, Hayabusa, he doesn't have his blue buff anymore, so he has to be careful on his energy consumption. He has to be a little cautious on how he takes the start of the ultimate being pumped up by the YSS, but Zhao doesn't have his ultimate. He just walked and gave the kill for free. Well, 3-0 early game. I said the goal gap is just increasing slowly but surely. The ultimate being popped up, but Minotaur, the Mino's Fury, for no reason, apparently. Well, Badang is here to give vision for his team. The second clause misses, and I think so far, yeah, it's not. Oh, okay. The Tamas got a little bit too close for comfort. He got a little bit overzealous, if I may say, and well, he paid the price. Finally, he have one kill. The wall from Badang is doing a lot of damage, especially with the heave. Um, yeah, the Badang roam is quite annoying. Oh my god, maybe it's viable. I was really thinking it's a Chao roam, but it's not. It's a Chao EXP. I mean, he is losing his Thanos because, to be honest, every EXP loses against Thanos. So Thanos, he's a big beefy boy. He does a lot of damage with his sights. Um, Yeah, look at this guy. He's just popping his ultimate and just swimming around in Weiss's vicinity. Hayabusa is going to try to take the blue buff. Never mind, it's going to for the bigger boy. Weiss gets down to the shadow kill, killing spree to the Hayabusa. He's just going to walk out like nothing happened. 4-1 already. It's not looking good for the blue team, I would say. Mob is winning this late game. The Minoan's Fury, used by the Minotaur, secures the kill on the Badang, and so far, yeah, as I said, it's just not good. Not looking good. The second cross hits on the Yves. Yves has to flicker out. That was a very close call. I think he would have died there, but well, Hayabusa, that's a reset on the turtle. I think he should get this. Yeah, right. He does get a turtle. The damage. Oh, the Harriet is going to use Chrono Dash and trying to do something, but that's what the problem was with picking a Vengeance instead of the Purify. You just get CD chained by the Badang. A double kill to the YSS, looking very low, but the Wheel Dragon is there to catch the Hayabusa. Hayabusa did not have time to go back to his shadow, and now it's a complete turnaround. A 3-4-0 on the top side because of the Badang stunning the Harith. See, that's the problem, as I said again, with using Vengeance instead of Purify. Oh, Eve might be going down to the Thomas. Thomas is doing a lot of damage with his ultimate, and I think this mid turret will be taken as well. So they have not lost completely yet. They still can pack a punch. But Badang is here. I think he might catch. Never mind, there's not. Well, Badang, the Minoan's Fury being used by the Spirit of Misery hits the Spirit Destruction used on the Harit as well. He teleports back to him, and now it's just 1 versus 4. I think yeah, the Minotaur should be going down to 4 members. I don't think he can do anything to escape his fate. It will be Yves again taking the kill. I believe the mistake that they're making on the blue side is they're taking fights isolated. They're taking fights outnumbered. Like even though you are winning this early game, you should never be fighting a outnumbered battle because it's just no matter how farm you are, 2 versus 4 is never going to go good. It seems you're learning the hard way, and the scores have been officially equalized. The gold as well. The only difference is like 200, which it does mean nothing virtually. Second cross hitting the Badang. The Badang is annoying the hell out of Minotaur right about now. The Minotaur as well. The problem with Minotaur has been is quite squishy, and as we can see, the Badang catching the Sicilian, the Wheel Dragon use again the RWM, but the Harith is here. The Spirit Torture misses. Harith is here doing a lot of damage to the YSS, but the YSS just runs away. And never mind, he does not succeed. The retribution used by the Hayabusa to slow down, and that's a triple kill to Harith. Maybe even a Maniac if Moscow allows it. Hmm. See, I mean, the only silver lining they have is they have Chow, they have Moskov, they have Badang in their team, so they could CC chain, CC lock the Harith because Harith, as I said again, does not have Purify. Even late game, maybe they have a chance. The Badang is really cancerous to be dealing with if you are a mage or a marksman. Well, look at this guy, he's just doing so much damage, even though he is purely a tank builder. Well, that's fight happening again. Hayabusa just went to the backlines, killed the Eve, and this Namus is really really trying to kill this YSS, but he's not really, you know, he's going inside the turret, so I don't think that's very wise from him. Hayabusa just clumsing around the shadow. Yeah, I think the stop turret is going to be taken away as well. The ultimate is just giving a little bit of vision, but the damage is not nearly enough to do anything meaningful. And the stop turret might be in trouble unless Eve uses her ultimate. I mean, the damage from the Hayabusa. Oh, the flicker by the Badang saves his life with an inch. And the RWM being popped up takes the kill on the Harith, a shutdown kill given to the Moskov. The second cross hits the Chow. I think the Chow will be fine with the flicker as well. The Spear of Destruction hits the Sicilian, but yeah, it's too overzealous. They should go back right now. Never mind. Badang doesn't know how to retreat, I suppose. The Eve misses her second skill, and that means death for the Badang, but it doesn't matter because they succeed in taking three more members as a 3-for-1. So I would say that's a W in their book. The Thamus wasn't there for the fight. Actually, the biggest damage dealer for them right now is Thamus. If Thamus goes in the front line, he can just easily zone all of the members out. Never mind the Vengeance being pumped up by the Thamus soaking up a lot of damage, but his health is quite low if I'm being honest. The Chow has yeah, the YSS Chow's going to secure a kill onto the Thamus. And now the game has been flipped. It's actually the Mav who is on the back foot now, at least. So I mean that's what the problem is, it doesn't matter how much farmed you are, how much advantage you have on the other team. If you just keep on making mistakes like that, it doesn't take much time for the sides to be flipped. It goes both ways. The Badang was also very overzealous. The Kyrgyzstan hits the RWM. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. It's just like they're all dying. It's coming single-handedly. First, Badang died fighting four members, and now Minotaur with Harith. I don't know what is happening here. They're just making mistakes. Well, they won't lose much turret, but they do lose the momentum they had building the early game. It doesn't really matter because they have Sicilian in their team. Sicilian right now is only okay. Stacks he has quite low. He's only 160, so maybe that's a bad thing. The Hayabusa trying to kill the Oh, the Wind of Nature is there, and no, okay, the Spirit of Misery did not really connect there. He does have the Spirit of Destruction used again to using the Hayabusa gets the kill, but he is in the enemy's back line. He is might be in trouble. The Badang with the flicker. CC chains the Sicilian. I think the Sicilian will be going down. He does go down, and the Hurrit is here again, but yeah, a triple kill given to the Moscow and a double kill being picked up the wire. So that means that's a wipeout for them. And now it's the top inhibitor does have the shield, but it's not really wipe out the minions here. They could get this inhibitor if they really wanted to, and they will. So that's a very, very big turnaround for them. The MVP for this game is certainly Badang. The Badang is, with his flicker combo, is just annoying the heck out of the Harith. As I said before, the mistake the Harith made was taking the Vengeance instead of Purify. Look at what the Hayabusa did not even go back to his shadow. Gets CC, gets just absolutely obliterated by the Badang. Yeah, this is looking actually good for the Bloodlords now. They're looking at a comeback happening. The Lord is spawning. They have 4 versus 5, so they could maybe try to force this Lord out, which is hopeful, but I think it's their best choice right about now. The Little Despair being picked up by the Wise is now going to do a lot of damage here on out. But the Minoan's Fury being used by the Minotaur, that was very prematurely used. The Badang, CC chained the Hybrid, but there was no one to follow up. But never mind, he does go to the RWM being popped up by the Eve. Gets taken out by the Thanos. But that was a return game. The Spirit Destruction hits the Sicilian. I don't know how this man is hitting his ultimate, but he is. And Hayabusa is looking very low. He does not have the shadow, so he won't be able to contest for this Lord. And that's the Lord taken by the Blood Oaths. Aizen with his ultimate is just really hitting all the marks. And I think they might just be losing this. The Moskov is here. The Hayabusa does not have his ultimate. And I believe that's a loss in their book. And who would have thought that's a comeback in my book? It's actually the Brothers who come in, makes a statement, and secures the win in the second round of the series. So, well, this things has just gotten very interesting and spicy right now. I did not that Aizen really redeemed himself with his gameplay. And as I said before, I know I'm repeating myself, but the fact that the Hurrieds took vengeance instead of the Purify really just sealed their fate. You saw many moments where if he had Purify, if he had the immunity to being CC'd for even 1 second, he would have gotten the kill on the Moscow, he would have gotten the kill on the Badang. But because he didn't have that, because he chose vengeance, he just got pummeled and obliterated. And let's hope mistakes are not being made in the third game. Let's hope they all improved by what just happened. I guess we'll just get to see in the third round.
The immortal
Now,
young
for all the
chosen to
marbles,
vanquish the
for
shadows
everything,
that plague this
everything is at
forest.
stake. Again, this will decide which team will go on and which team will have to say, oh, not goodbye, but they will. That I think the team who loses goes to the lower bracket, so it's not lost completely, but it's still a demotion of sorts. So yeah, the first ban is going to be Suyo again.
Among the
We
planes
saw.
exists the equilibrium,
Hmm,
which I was made for.
Always on the way.
I see. A respect ban for the Blood Oaths from the map. They decide to ban the Eve. I mean, Eve, to be honest, wasn't really annoying. Like, I think the game changer really was the Badang. If I'm being honest, the Badang with the flicker combination, as I said again and again, he is the one who really flipped the games on the toes. I mean, and there's Moscow as well. The ultimate, he's just hunting down Hayabusa, hunting down Sicilian, doing so much damage along with the, with his combination for from the Badang. Like the Badang puts the wall and then he just uses the
Butterfly,
second skill.
born by thy wish.
Absolute
Guided
cinema.
by lantern's light.
Well, so far very conventional bans. Zushin, Matilda. I'm thinking it's going to be a Ranger, unless they go for the first pick. Actually, I think yeah, I think they will go for the first pick Ranger. So maybe it's a Hylos. Could be.
Only love and night are everlasting.
Well, even though they have the first pick, they decide to ban Sicilian because I'm thinking they want to pick Ranger for themselves or even a Hylos. There we go, that's
Experience
the
the
Ranger
heat
being
of the
banned. And now they can
assaulting.
pick the Hylos. Hylos is open for grabs, but will they go for it? I mean, I believe there are plenty of heroes you could pick, but I think Hylos is the most priority, at least from what I've seen in these tournaments. Yeah, there we go.
Light
That's the
where the
Hylos.
protect lies.
Hylos picked up by Kelv. First pick, actually. So let's see what they have to say in response to that. Xavier pick. And Alpha.
Mine.
Huh. Very bold Xavier pick. I mean, it's not a bad pick by any means, but I guess we'll see what happens. And Brody is being covered by Aizen.
No one can escape
Oh,
the
it's a
shadow
Badang
of this
again. Being picked up yet again.
I
This
am
time, I
vengeance
think
incarnate.
I'm thinking it's a Rome
Let my
Badang,
enemies flow
but
from
I
my
guess we'll see.
spear.
And okay, that's the first time I've seen a Minchita in this tournament. The King's Calling is very good utility skill for them to have in Lord fights, in any objective fight really. So it's also good against Moscow fight. It's good against any other hero who relies on dash. So I guess we'll see what they choose to do. For the batting phase, they should go for mages, I think.
Let's fight to our heart's content.
Uh, Lucas, I mean, I guess they could go for a jungle Lucas, so they decide to disband him, but that might be a mistake on their part. And what they should do, I believe, is ban for marksman, because I mean, you could go ban Rome, but yeah,
Ready,
see,
go!
I like what they're thinking here. They're just eliminating every late game
Hayabusa,
monster
Sanjo.
marksman they have. Um, so that's the Layla, and if they follow this um, pattern, They're probably going to ban Irithel. Irithel, maybe. Yeah, I think Irithel is quite good to be banned. Maybe even Phobias? I don't know. I think Irithel is best.
I am the moonlight
Okay,
that
Your
now it's going to
team
be
is
Mia
picking.
instead of the Irithel. So they can go for the Eri pick here. It's actually not bad against Moskov. I've seen Irithel quite succeed against the. Yeah, it's going to be covered by Dev Saras. I think he's going to pick it. Maybe, yeah. Alright, that's it.
Your team is picking.
And for these last two pick, I believe anything goes. I mean, jungle wise, could go for Bane actually. Bane is not bad against Minshetar, Alpha, but it is very situational. So I don't really know what jungle they should pick. I'll admit, I don't really know. Oh, okay, Bane. It's just like they're listening to me. He's hovering on the Bane, so it's not bad. As I said, if he gets snowballed, it's very hard to be dealing against, especially against the Alpha. So yeah, I guess I'll say it. The mage, I think, is also fine with the Barca. In general, their draft is solid, in my opinion.
Even the strongest of currents fail to claim me.
payback
Your team
time.
is picking.
There we go. That's the Bane pick and the Farsa. As I predicted, very good, decent potential, very nice. And
Muscle of iron,
to close it all
heart
off,
of steel.
Mav is going to pick the Gatot Kacha on the robe. I think. I think that's a Minchitar on the EXP. I really don't know. It could be interchangeable, but I think what they should do is put the Gatot Kacha in the EXP lane. Oh, sorry, the Minchitar on the EXP lane. But I suppose we'll see. Well,
Welcome
that starts
to
the game
Moba
of the
Legends.
third round from today.
5
Third round
seconds
for
till the
today.
enemy
It's the
reaches the
NxM Glory Season 1
battlefield.
playoffs day
Smash
4.
them.
And now
All
the
troops
score is
deployed.
1-1. So this will be the deciding game for which team proceeds onto the next bracket. It's again a reminder, it's the Blood Oats versus Mav. The Blood Oats is on our left side, the Mav is on our right side. The retribution was a little scuffed right there. That wasn't really very good, but it's fine. The Hylos is going to give vision for his team, making his team aware for the Alpha. I don't think he's going to try to steal this. I know that he does try to, but he really fails. Menchitar on the roam actually, as I would have preferred. He is looking very low.
Blood.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. I believe he should have just went back instead of putting his shield up, especially when the mage hasn't rotated on the bottom lane yet. Oh, the Batang with the flicker catches the Irithel. Irithel has to sprint out. Never mind, he didn't even have to sprint out. The Spirit Alpha being used on the Batang as well. The Batang does not have the flicker anymore, but it's fine. The deadly catch is going to be a save, like a safe skill for his team to retreat. Xavier is getting caught by the Farsa. The damage is really respectable, even on early game. The Bane is is a scaling monster, so this will be interesting to see. The Spirit Alpha being used on the Farsa goes down for mere minions. That's a 1-1 score right now. It's looking very bad for the mid lane, at the least. Well, Turtle is spawning, so Bane, both the robes are still in the gold lane, just fighting it out. But on the top side, it looks like it is Mop who has the advantage on this turtle here. They have more team in position, and I think yeah, they're going to take it. The deadly catch being used in the alpha. The alpha didn't really hit it. Is enough to take out the Bane. Moscow might be coming anytime soon. Remind us now. The Tokasha survives with a sliver of HP, and well, it's turning out good for the red team, at least for now. The King's Calling being used on the Badang with the Dawning Light is enough to take him out. I think what they are doing is really bad on the blue side. They're not really, fighting in group fights. The glorious pathway being used to chase the Xavier down. The Xavier is looking quite low. He doesn't have the flicker, but never mind. The damage from the Hylos is not nearly enough. He gets pulled by the Minchitar. Bane is looking quite low. He's on the run back. Gets taken out by the Aerithel. Moskov cannot really do anything here. He might be going down here again. Oh yeah, the flicker being used to escape. But the flicker again by the Minchitar. That was a really, really hopeful dispensation used again by the Moskov. Yeah, I mean, not really. Oh, the flicker again with the Badal. Okay, it's a lot of flickers being used. I don't really know. Being pulled up by the Minchitar yet again. Alpha takes the kill along with the retribution. Yeah, I don't know what the Badang is doing. That was a very bad flicker. There was no follow-up again. Either it was a miscommunication or it was just you know, instinct. I don't know. Something went wrong. And now Moskov, it looks like he will be ganked again. Four people on his back. Banang is here to provide support, but he is the one who gets caught by the Spirit of Alpha. The King's Calling being used on the Moskov. It does not take out the Minchitar, and he will be going down by the Aerithal. Oh, the Farsa with the his ear strike. It takes out the Minchitar as a return frag, but yeah, that's a marksman for a rogue. That's good for the red team. Well, Moscow clearly didn't hit his ultimate there, and now the Lord is being melted down by the Bane. The Bane is the one who takes it out because the Alpha got sidetracked by the blue buff. Actually, the Gato Gacha is not really rotating. I see that's the problem with him. Hilo is really going to the bottom side, to the mid side, but the Gacha is really staying on top lane. That's not what you want to do on your EXP. It doesn't matter because they are winning, but if they were not, it would be a problematic issue for them. Anyway, the Bane is checking the bush. This face check the bush. The King's Calling is going to be used. Never mind, it does not. It's not even needed because the Dawning Light, along with just the infinite extension, is enough to take out the kill for Hydo is getting chased down on the top side. The glorious pathway use just as a self. I think he will be going down. Okay, Alpha just missed his ultimate by a wide margin. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of misplays happening on both sides, if I'm being honest, but yeah, I don't know what that was. Well, this game hinges upon everything, really. But I'm catching the Menchita, but the Menchita has the King's Calling to be used at any moment's notice. Doesn't choose to do it. Instead, baits out the flicker from Badam. Badam no flicker for 2 minutes anymore. Uh, Menchita catches the Badang yet again. The Badang with his ultimate trying to CC chain the Menchita, but Menchita is quite tanky as yeah, he's quite tanky. He's a beefy boy. The mid turret is going to be pressured yet again. Farsa literally not clearing the minion wave, being a bit busy with the team fight. The Moscow might be going down here. There's two people here. The Menchita has the flicker. Does not have the flicker, but has the King's Calling. Can be used at any moment's notice. Does not notice. Dodges the Spirit of Alpha. Again, the King's Calling used. But the Spirit of Destruction teleports behind the Iridescel. Iridescel goes down to the Moscow, but gets a return kill. And now it's a 4v1. Floating light. Just not doing anything. Just doing a little bit of damage. But yeah, that was a clutch play by the Moscow. You see that? The teleportation behind the Iridescel with his Spirit of Destruction was very crucial for this fight. The Xavier is going to be very low, but the Cyclone is there to save him. And now this second Lord, or this second turtle is this third turtle actually. Sorry, I think Vayne might just take it. So it's looking good for them. The Avatar of Garden being used with Dawning Light hitting four members, but damage is not really nowhere enough. The Midget that catches the high lows, but it's not. It doesn't do anything. The Irrital chasing down. Yeah, the damage is not really there, as far as I can see. Oh, the flicker with the King's Calling catches only the Hylos, but Hylos will be going. Oh my god! The Hylos does not go down even without the Revitalize. He's really tanky, even for the Irrital and the Xavier take out. As I can see, the Xavier really missed his stun there. Well, this is a nail-biting fight. I don't know which team is actually winning. On paper, it's the red team, but I am not sure anymore. The flicker with the button catches three members, but there is no follow-up. With the glorious pathway, the mentions are isolated from all the rest of the members. The split is there. The Moscow going back to the backline, doing some damage to the Xavier, but the Xavier takes out the Moscow with his Dawning Light. And actually, the blue team who is on the back foot there, the Spirit of Alpha used on the Bane again. Bane does not have the deadly catch, falls down to Alpha, and well, that's a turnaround. The Dawning Light doing a little bit of damage, but it's not really significant. Yeah, I did not see that coming. I thought Moscow would easily kill that Xavier, but he used his second skill a bit too early. He pushed Xavier away instead of securing the kill, and that was a mistake on his end. Well, the Lord is 10 seconds. This next Lord will be very important, integral even to their to which team wins. I think it might just be red team who has an advantage on this Lord, but I'm catching two members using his ultimate to just mention that, but the mention has his ultimate again. The King's calling, the Avatar Guardian being used on three members. There are no team for the red team here. Moscow going back to the back line, getting a kill on the Irithel and the Alpha. The Moscow is just putting in work with his ultimate, I have to say. And the Gacha will be going down. Yeah, to the high lows. And that's a good reset for them. Unless David catches this third Lord with his ultimate. Oh, that was a little bit delayed. It's a nice try regardless. And now the mid turret is also being forced. Ah, he misses first kill. He misses the station. The Batang with the glorious pathway being used to take the mid turret ultimate committed. I think he will be going down. Yeah, does go down to the aerosol and okay. Oh, I have to watch out for this Moscow ultimate. He's really making big plays with him, with his ultimate. Like I have to say, even previously he took out the Alpha. He took out the Aerosol by him alone. And because Irithel does not have Purify, if he manages to stuck one of them, okay, never mind. The fight is going to happen on the mid line again. Minchatar uses his King's Calling to escape. Gatokacha, Avatar Guarded, forces the flicker from the far side. The fight is still happening. No King's Calling anymore. But the Badang stun locking the Irithel. Irithel goes down to the far side. Unstoppable. Alpha chasing down the Moscow, but the Badang with the flicker is there to save him. And the position nearly hits but misses. And yeah, that's a reset for the Tonic Light. Not hitting anyone. And I believe Farstar should be going down. Yeah, with the flicker, he will go down. The Feather Airstrike, not really. I mean, the Badang catching the Aerithos mid combat is very. As I said, this Badang is really making plays with his stuns. Like, that's very impressive what he's doing, but his team is not really following up for that. And they're somehow losing this fight, even though Minchitar used his ultimate prematurely. There was no King's Calling in that fight, and they somehow still managed to lose. The King's Calling being used again. That was a very bad King's Calling. for no reason. There was no follow-up, and you still use it's the Water Garden used to feel certain easier. The Moscow might be coming in this fight anytime soon, but he's smart. He's waiting. The Queen Wings being popped for the Alpha, the Dawning Light, but the damage is not enough. The Parcel takes out the Katokacha. Irita looking quite low. Actually, he's the one who takes the kill on the Badang, and it's a 2-for-1 so far. The Dawning Light doing damage, but not taking any kills. I mean, as I said, though, that I mean, if Menchitar just uses his ultimate a little bit conservatively, they will win. Like he's just spamming his ultimate, even though he doesn't need it. Right there, that was a very bad mistake. That could have went horribly wrong for the red team there, but somehow they managed to just lose two members. Lord is going to be started again by the Alpha. The Dawning Light not hitting anyone. The Spirit Destruction coming back, hitting in the back line. But Moscow not going to commit to it anytime soon. The Gato might be going down the Outer Guardian. Yeah, he does go down, and the Lord is being taken by the Bane instead of the Alpha. The King's calling so late. Again, I said he should use it more carefully, but I didn't mean it so slow. And Xavier might take him out if he has his ultimate. Oh, he has his ultimate. He's used all the. He does take out the Moscow, even though he had his dash. He did not time it correctly. Goes down to the Xavier. A very bad setback for the blue team. Now they cannot end the game anymore. They will take the inhibitor, but they cannot end the game. So that is a very crucial thing done by the Xavier right there. And now, well, things have just got interesting. I mean, they do have the Zebra, so they do have Zebra, they have Irisol, they have Alpha, so they could easily take on this. So the Feather Airstrike, oh, the Flicker when the midget are trying to catch the Farsa, but that was very overzealous. The Flicker is used again. The Outer Garden also, yeah, the red team used all of his resources. Oh no, the Blanc gets caught by the Midgetar, but never mind, he does have his dash to just escape from the wrath. I mean, this is nail biting, really. I don't know which team is going to win, which team is going to lose. Saber catching the Badang, the Kurdistan hitting in the back line. Moskov, oh, not deciding to engage. And it, okay. I mean, the Xavier is a, I think the Xavier is the win condition for them. If he manages to take out the Moscow before the fight starts with his Doric Light, he will win for his team. Um, but then again, Moscow, I mean, look at the damage the Xavier is doing. Half of the HP bar taken with just ultimate. So imagine what happens if he catches the Moscow with his skills, if his first and second skill and ultimate. Like that's really bad news for the Moscow there. He has to be careful. But the same thing goes for the Xavier. He could get caught by the Moscow ultimate. Well, when all said when all is said and done, I guess we'll see what happens. Hmm. Both teams, blue team is actually in favor of the Lord now. They're going in position, but the Moscow is going alone. He might be getting caught by the Alpha. He does get caught. The Spirit of Alpha, the Wind of Nature is there, but it's not enough. That was a very bad mistake. I don't know why he went there. That's no marksman for them. That's an easy Lord for them. It's a 4 versus 5 now. Deadly Catch being used. Other Garden interrupted, but it hits. It hits no one actually, and Bane will go down to the Gato Kacha. And it's bad news. It's disasters on all fronts. Badang catches the Irithel, but his damage is not enough. Oh, he does survive though. As I said, this Lord is going to go on the side of the red team, Maf, unless unless Farsa can maybe use her ultimate to steal this. No, never mind. Hylos. Uh, it's. I think it's over. The Moscow dying here was so bad. It was actually so bad. Oh, if it actually hit the Xavier, that would have been very bad for the red team. But Now I don't know what they can do to come back anymore. I mean, they do have the Moscow to melt down this lord, but at the same time, in the opposition, there is Xavier, there is Irithel, and there is Menchitar. He doesn't have Purify on him. He has Flicker. Well, it's safe to say that we will see what's. Oh, this position again misses. Very bad sign. No ultimate for Moskov anymore in this fight. The Bane is trying to do a little bit of damage to the Lord, but it's already a half, so maybe they could defend this. Maybe they only lose some inhibitors instead of their whole base. The Feather Airstrike doing some damage to the Alpha. The Outer Guardian going in, this Returning Light as well doing some damage again, but the Gato Gacha gets taken out by the Bane. The Gato Badang somehow survives. The King's Calling used on the Hylos to take him out. The Dawning Light hits the Moscow, but the damage is nowhere near as I expected it to be. And what would you guess? They actually defended and only lost one members. But the damage for the Farsa is really, really much. Oh, the flicker with the Mincha that catches the Farsa. But the Farsa takes Xavier and Irithel, both of them out in this fight. It's a 1 for 2. And now actually the Mincha on the back foot. He is running back. But the King's Calling, it will not be enough. And actually, they have somehow won this game. Somehow, the Blood Oaths have gone against all odds. And they actually have what I don't even know how that happened. The Farsa with the damage, it was insane. Took them both out, and just like that, it's the Blood Oaths who will secure the victory. What an epic comeback for them! Oh, I can't. I'm in disbelief of what just happened. The Farsa just did so much damage, eliminated the Xavier and the Irithel both at one fell swoop. Well, that is something. GG to Moscow, to Bane, to Farsa, even especially the Blood Oaths is going to be the team who moves next to the next, I mean, who moves on to the next bracket. And fortunately, Maf will have to fall back on their position. Very beautifully played by both the teams, but unfortunately, Blood Oaths are the one victorious.
Exactly, that was a nice play coming from King Blood Oath. And well, the next match will be against Trash Industries versus Stick to Plummet. Let's see.
Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay, okay. Francis, sing. Francis is offline. Hello, hello. Am I audible? Or did he mute the?
What?
Somebody
Hello?
saying. Annie is saying Francis to sing.
Francis, what? Wait, say that again. I
नो
didn't
बोला
hear
है
you.
कमेंट में.
Lol. No, no, it's okay.
Everybody saying Francis Singh.
Lol.
Okay, okay, N.
Any. Oh,
Isaiah. Invite him, invite him.
yeah. We got time to
Lord
take it
Aizen is
easy.
here.
Peak to Plymouth versus Trash Industry. All right. No, it's not N, it's any. Mm,
क्या कैसा? Any?
yeah, yeah. Any. All right. Damn, I also expected Maf to win from the first game. Wow,
Well, Marv did played well, but at the end, did you see the Farsa taking up three people at once?
crazy.
Although Farsa did die out there, but took down three people out here. Crazy.
That's Moscow.
Yes, Moscow played well.
No, no, no. Humor is the li joy of life. Okay.
क्या है proper pronunciation क्या है उसका?
Just N only.
N or
Yeah,
any?
it's just N.
Okay, N. Okay, everyone is here today, I guess.
That's Swiss Kaizen.
Kaizen. Kaizen is being stopped out here. Okay, let's start the game.
Well, this is the second and final game for today. Um, it's it's actually Trash Industry versus Peak to Plummet. I don't recognize most of the players here. Especially in the
Experience the
Peak Peak to
uniqueness
Plummet.
of
There's
spring.
no friend of mine there, but it doesn't matter. The first ban is going to be Granger, a very conventional, no risk ban from them. Even though they have the first pick.
Butterflies born by thy wish, guided by lantern flight.
Zushin, again, taken out of the equation. Probably going to be another
Time to
Hylos,
drop the
Joy.
beat of the clash.
Um, what else is there? Also, maybe Gato Kacha could be Lucas, could also be Hayabusa, Ling. Plenty of other choices. Let's see what they prioritize the most. Yusa.
Let's
Well,
fight
here we
for
go.
what
That's the
we can.
Lucas. That's the Lucas band for them coming out. A bit delayed, but expected as I hoped it would be. And for the last ban, probably they should weigh their options before they rush this ban. Because,
Always
okay,
on the
never mind, they're
way.
just going to rush the ban.
Your team is picking.
Well, that means that they have given the Hylos to Trash Industry. Hylos is still up for grabs, but so is, um, yeah, I think Hylos is probably the best hero to pick here, if I'm being honest. Like, Harith is also open, but it's up to them.
Magic is my
Okay,
life.
Your
so
team
it's going
is
to be Harith.
picking.
Harith prioritized over the Hylos, and now I think Hylos is up for grabs. I don't know what their mindset is right
The
now.
Immortal One chose me to
Okay, it's
vanquish the
it's it's a
shadows that
Suyo. All
plague
right.
this world.
GRG Suyo. There's the
Your
Hylos I
team
was
is
yapping
picking.
about. Finally, someone took it. Well, there's the Hylos and the Suyo, and for the blue side,
Only
Trash
love
Industry,
and
they
night
proceed to pick
are
the
everlasting.
Sicilian and are hovering on Fanny. Fanny,
Sir, what's your command? Your
all right.
team is picking.
Well,
Gaze the
this game
sky.
just got a lot
Seek
Your team
more
stars.
is picking.
interesting. A Fanny pick in years, as I would say. Finally, I can see a Fanny gameplay. It's going to be frustrating for the for the red team, I assume.
Your team is banning.
And now they proceed to ban Katokata is not deciding to deal with the headache. And for the trash industry side, I think they should focus on the
Let's go.
marksman. Yep,
Your
that's
team
the
is
marksman
banning.
for them. Irisal being left out the equation. Peak to plummets again, focusing on
Your
the roam,
team is banning.
and probably again going to ban another marksman hero like Moskov, maybe. Um, what other marksman heroes are there good in this current meta? I guess um, I can't really think of a good marksman anymore. I guess Bruno is fine, but even Bruno did get nerfed last patch, so
I am
I'm not
not
really
the only
sure.
one
Your
bound by
team
these
is picking.
chains.
Yeah, okay, never mind. It's going to be Phobius instead, being taken out of the equation, and now we have officially finished all the banning phases. And Layla is being hovered around. Layla against the Fanny is very, very bold. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Moscow is much better.
I am vengeance
Your team is
incarnate.
picking.
Now it's last for the trash industry. Uh, they still haven't picked their Rome yet, and also EXP. Not much good EXP and Rome heroes left. I'm being honest. I guess Khalid is open. Khalid, Badang, Khalid Badang, Yuzong is also decent, but it's not really that viable in this, at least in this matchup. But we'll see.
Let them play the
All right,
hero.
True
it's
love
going to be
I will
Carmilla.
be
bleeds
the
like blood.
truth
Your
this
Oh, the
team
world
is
Carmilla is
picking.
actually
desperately
good
needs.
against the Louis because if they catch the diversion coming in, they can just like, use Curse of Blood
May you find
to catch
tranquility in
all the five
paradise.
members in the ultimate. So actually, the Carmilla is very big brain. Well, Badang being picked by Eason, very solid choice. Now, with that, we've officially ended the drafting session. This skin will never fail to look as goofy, the Sicilian skin. Like, damn. Well, let us see what awaits us. The Fanny with the lethal ignition, going for the full damage. Festival of Blood as well. Not going for the
to
Season
Moba
Hunter
Legends.
is a questionable choice
5
at the
seconds till the
least.
enemy reaches the
But I guess we'll
battlefield.
see how it
Smash them.
pans out for them. Fanny for the
All
red buff,
troops deployed.
Suyo going against the blue buff, focusing on the goal lane yet again. And just a reminder, this is best of three against Flash Industry versus Peak to Plummet. Flash Industry is the blue side, and on the red side is Peak to Plummet. So on the EXP lane, Badang is somewhat winning the Hylos, and Louis is coming to maybe get a first blood on this guy. Oh, they are very well. Okay, he's only just playing safe, so you won't get first blooded just yet. The lethal being secured by the Fanny, and so far everything is quite normal. Both the marksman stacking up minions, playing like a rat. Yeah, this is a very interesting game. Everyone is so patient with their movements, with their skills. This is certainly a high caliber in terms of skill and mechanics. Like if it was any other game, they would just be skirmishing, fights everywhere, just kills being popped off left and right. But this is a more slow-paced game. This is a more methodical, a more uh, patient game, I would say. I mean, it's good for the Sicilian because Sicilian again, he favors the late game matchup because of his stacks, his infinite potential to his damage. So, I mean, it's favorable for him. But the diversion combo again with the Louis is very annoying. It's not something you want to be faced against. The turtle is here. Um, might be on the side of peak for now because Flash Industry. Okay, well, the Lord, yeah, the Badang just CC chaining the Fanny, not letting him breathe. The Moskov is here with the Spirit Destruction. The fight is yet again happening. The Yuzong with the Black Dragon form trying to survive with his passive. Almost dies, but yeah, he does survive. But the same cannot be said for Carmela. Goes down to the Suyo. But see, that's what I said on the Badang. The Badang is so good against the Fanny. It just, but Fanny couldn't even move there. Well, the flicker by the Badang, a very bad misplaced flicker by him. That's an interesting choice. I believe he should be going down. Yeah, he does go down on the Yuzong. Yuzong is getting bullied on his lane. Oh, wait, Cecilian catches the Louis, but wait, how does that? Okay, never mind. Well, yeah, it's certainly suffocating for the fan. He can't really find any openings because the way the Peak Deployment is playing is very team synergized. Fanny cannot look for uh, someone who is isolated. I mean, Badang is the only one who's isolated, but he really is not capable of dying. On the other hand, Sinan goes down to the Suyo top lane. Mm, Zaman Force used, but the Spirit Destruction is here. The Moskov is coming anytime soon. The Curse of Blood only on the Hylos. The Fanny coming in, taking the kill on the Hylos. The Moskov quite low, but he's not in any danger right about now. And I think that's a reset. A zero, a 1-4-0 trade. Not bad. Oh, the Suyo. Oh, the Suyo chasing down the Sicilian. That's a mistake on his part. But he will be fine. The Sand Gloss does not really connect. Well, the turtle is there. And it looks like Suyo might be in position for this turtle. Level-wise also, he's level 8. But he's level 7. So, I mean, he has a massive advantage on the Lord. The diversion play coming on the backside. Louis catching the Fanny, killing spree for the Suyo. And I believe, yeah, this is a disaster on all fronts. But Yuzong does take the kill on the Suyo. And it looks like Yuzong might be clutching here. The Curse of Blood being used on the Badang and the Hylos. But it's not enough. The damage is nowhere near enough. Peak to plummet. Their early game is just too strong. Even though they hit their combos, even though they synergize, their damage is not really enough. Going on a different subject, Fanny took out the Louis, so that's good. I mean, but it's not, deciding yet. I think Pixie Planet is still on lead, at least if you look at the gold. So, but late game wise, I think the trash industry might cooking something here. I think they have potential, but the potential will only be realized in the later stages of the game. For this early game, they have to survive. Look at the vengeance on the Carmela, very delayed. The Louis with the divergent play again, taking out the Hurried. The Hurried with the vengeance is barely clinging on to life, but the life steal is not there. The Zaman Force with the Chrono Dash, yeah, you really, I mean, at this stage of the game at least, the Flicker by the Badang secures the kill on to the Sicilian, and the Blue Wolf is again in jeopardy. The Badang is really annoying, not allowing Aditya, I mean, not allowing the Fanny to breathe at all. It's 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 very bad. And the mid turret is being forced. I think they will be successful in taking it. I mean, all they can hope for is a well-placed ultimate by the Carmilla. Hmm. But even then, they lack the damage, at least in the early game. That's why I think of the diversion play with the Louis on the bottom side. Oh, taking out misses the first skill on the second time. But the Carmilla catching Louis, uh, Yuzong, yeah, goes down in the air, but then catches two members of the opposition, and it's just the Sicilian running away from the horde. No HP remaining for him, gets taken out. Killing spree for them. And I mean, all around it's a disaster on all fronts. Like early game, as I said, they don't have the damage. Only Fanny has the early game damage for them. That's why I said the Yuzong pick is not very good here. Because, like, who can you really catch? Zaman Force being used by the Harris along with the Vengeance, but the Suyo comes here with the Soul Saver, takes out the kill, and Badang is so on point with his catches. The Moscow Spirit of Misery being used on the Sicilian. I think Moscow should be going down. Never mind, he does not go down. The lifesteal is just insane on the Moscow. And this Fanny, oh my god, the Fanny, that's a savage, I think. Yeah, that is a disaster to watch. I mean, I know I should be more excited, but that was just pain that Louis survived just 1 HP to her name. Very sad to see the Glorious Buffet being used, the Badan securing the kill on the Yuzong, unstoppable by the Moscow as well. They are obliterating them on this early game. I don't know what they can do to come back at this point. The second class doing so little damage. Not even a minion can do that much. The Hylos coming in their backline doing little zoning for the Sicilian. I think the Smitter will be taken out. The Badang catches with the Curse of Blood onto four members. But again, as I said, the damage is not enough for the Sicilian to capitalize off that ultimate. And he goes down to the Moskov. And now it's just one card left. Will they be able to defend this? The Moskov taking out the, the Yuzong falling down in the air. But Moscow does go down to the Hurricane. A shutdown kill, actually. So maybe, maybe this Hurricane could do something here. Retribution used on the Hurricane, but the Badang really is so good against the Fanny. I mean, if you really want to play Fanny, you have to ban the Badang. It's impossible for a Fanny to do anything against the good Badang, really. I mean, we're seeing it in live display right here. Aizen with his walls is suffocating Fanny so much that he cannot do really anything. But he cannot really even use her cables anymore. It's that effective. The destruction, diversion blade coming in, four members waiting in this bush, waiting for a target to pounce upon. They are very patient in their endeavors. And Sicilian, oh, the Sicilian, oh, the second clause being used, but he does use his flicker to escape. And yeah, I think he'll be fine. It was a very close call. If he didn't check the bush with his second clause, he would have been gone. Yeah, he would have went down. The Curse of Blood doing nothing. The flicker with the Badang takes out the Harris. Uh, this is a very close fight for them. The Yuzong got bursted down by the Suyo. Next in line is Fanny, and the next one to be destroyed is the base itself. A very strong start of at the game by Big to Plummet, winning the game in just 12 minutes. Uh, the 10 minutes even. I was okay, that was 10 minutes. So yeah, I good game to them, especially the Badang. I mean, I know MVP was gotten by the Moscow, but the Badang did such a good job at locking down the Fanny. It was just impossible for Fanny to do anything really. So yeah, that's the first game. One for Peak to Plummet and zero for Trash Industry. And now we'll move on to the second game without any delay. I hope. Yeah, can we go to the second game? Yes, thank you. All right, the first game won by Peak to Plummet, and now Trash Industry has to redeem themselves. They have to win two matches simultaneously to proceed to the next bracket. To uh, they need to unlock their full potential. They need to team synergy as well. It was a draft. Like the draft was very all over the place, especially with the Yuzong. The Yuzong was really bad in that draft. Like I don't know why I was picked. To be honest with you, I believe a Thamos would have been much better, or even a Phobias, or just someone who can tank the
The
damage.
Immortal One chose me to vanquish the shadows that
But
plague this
yeah, they
world.
could have also went for the Hylos first pick instead of giving away the Hylos. So yeah, Um, but it is their first. The Peak Development has their first pick. They decide to ban out the Hylos now. In response to that, it's going to be Suyo, following with Matilda, and so far so good. Very usual, very normal. And they're actually going to ban Fanny instead of picking it. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Hilda being banned. Hilda, yeah, even though they have the first pick,
Experience the
they decide to ban
evil
it.
in your suffering.
Granger, but now that leaves Zushin open. Oh, what? They left Zushin open. I don't know if that's a wise decision. Uh, okay, well, yeah, as I said, Zushin is still open. I believe that's going to be the hero that's. Oh, never mind, it's Harith. Alright, so Zushin will not be picked up. Instead, it's going to be the Harith on the Fusion and the Leela first pick. Okay, I don't. Lucas and Leela being picked by the trash industry. Again, as I said before, Jushin is still open, but they could just ignore it, I think. Because Jushin is really not that good against the Leela. So maybe they are going for Louis again. Who knows? But again, as I said, Jushin is still open.
This will sting. You have my word.
Only
Oh,
love
okay, it's
can
going to be
make
Sicilian. Never
is
mind.
everlasting.
Well, alright. Sicilian, late game wise, they have
This
the
time,
damage. And in
the
response to
choice
that,
is mine.
it's going to be a Xavier. Huh. Very unconventional picks going on by both teams here. Guess we'll see how effective they are. I think it's because they're not really confident in going in, having a mage that has short range against a Layla. That's
Still
why they
waters
decided
run
to
deep.
not pick the Zushin and instead going for the Sicilian. For the banning phase, it's going to be Ling and Gatogacha, and I think probably another jungler ban. I would hope so. Uh, Hayabusa is also good because Hayabusa really kills the Xavier. So, to allow your mage to breathe, you could ban a Haya. or any other assassins to be precise. Like, but also you could just ban on the Rome here. There we go. This is the Hayabusa. Seems like we are on the same wavelength because just the potential of Hayabusa being there does not allow Xavier to be as aggressive as he can because the shadow kill is really problematic for him.
True love
Huh,
is like a
Carmela.
flower.
Carmela is interesting, even though we saw what the last game was, they decided to ban it out. And Lancelot, well, I mean, I don't know. Is it okay? Gushan also. I personally, I think a much better option would just be. I don't know, honestly, I don't even know. I would say Alpha, but then again, Alpha struggles with catching the Sicilian, so I guess we'll see. Gushan might be interesting though. Oh yeah, Joy is definitely better. I forgot about that. Yeah, the Joy can is really suffocating for the Sicilian to
Time to
be
drop
against.
the beat of the flash.
I am more than a weapon.
Very quickly picked. Bellaric and Julian. Huh. And for the last pick, they have the Rome Bacon um, hovering on the Franco right now, which I don't really think is a good choice because they lack on the right side, they lack CC. There we go. All right, that's the CC I was talking about. Tigreal being picked by Mikey, and Sicilian still has no Purify. Okay, that's the Purify. All right. Oh my God, look at this guy. Who is this? Julian. He's geeked out. Like he, he's tweaking. Oh my God. I don't know if I like this kid. Really, he's just like messed up. Looks like he's on drugs or something. Oh well. Anyway, that will conclude the picks for both sides. Late game potential, both teams have Xavier, Cecilian, Julian. Mm, I can't help but notice, but they picked like all the skins from Hunter x Hunter. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but you know,
Welcome to
just the
Moba
observation.
Legends. 5
Well,
seconds
that
till
begins
the
the
enemies
second
reach
game
the
for
battlefield.
Peak to Plummet
Smash them.
versus Trash Industry. Uh,
All troops
a reminder,
deployed.
the score is 1-0, 1 being Peak to Plummet and 0 for Trash Industry. And now Trash Industry has to win 2 games simultaneously for them to proceed. And Peak to Plummet has to only win 1 game. So this will be interesting game of whether they come back from this or not. Well, I think Sicilian is trying to get this creep. He does take it. Oh, no creep for Joy. She won't be level 4 when it is needed. That's bad for the red team already. Beric helping his Sicilian farm the wave, and Tegral's helping his Joy to farm the wave and farm his creeps. But again, as I said, oh, the Sacred Hammer used on 2 members, the Purify being baited out already. That's not very uh, good, as I would say. The Joy taking the gold crab, and the first one to fall is Tigreal. He did have the flicker on his disposal, but he didn't really use it because he didn't have the time to use it. First blood taken by the Sicilian, looking quite good. Whenever I see a Sicilian having a good early game, I just think it's over. It's I don't know. Maybe it's like a coincidence, but whenever a Sicilian has a good early game, it's just they win automatically. The Daryl is getting caught here by the Tegral, but the Joy has no ultimate. So, damn, it's the same thing as before. The jungle is not getting farmed. Um, and now I believe this turtle will go to the side of Peak. An easy turtle for them. It's almost like a Christmas giveaway. Yeah, unless yeah. The flicker by the Xavier. I don't know what that was about. Goes down to the Daroth, and this fight is still happening. The thorns being used, but the Joy has an ultimate now with the Lucas as well. Shockwave Blast taking the kill on the Sicilian, but a return kill by the Julian again. It's a 1 for 1, but it's still good for the blue team. GRG going on the blue buff, trying to steal that from the Joy, doesn't succeed in doing so. A good try, nevertheless. And Layla is, I guess Layla is losing against Earth. Yeah, there are 4 members and 3 members on the top lane simultaneously. Azen might be going down here, gets caught by the Xavier. Flicker! Oh, but still goes down. And on the other side, it's Tigreal who goes down. So this is a trade for a trade. Roam for EXP. I would say that's better for trash industry. But now the bottom turret is being forced. Layla cannot really do anything. She is missing so much gold from the minions. That's very bad for the marksman. Destruction Nurse used to just secure 1 minion. The Julian is there waiting for like a hyena to pounce on anybody. But I don't think. Oh, he does use his ultimate. Oh, never mind. They are going to go down with the Beric. The implosion being used, but it was very delayed. He had no HP to survive. But on the other hand, Dairos looking in trouble. Might be going down to the Joy and the Lucas. Yeah, he's still surviving. He's still surviving. The life steal, the spellband, the flicker with the Lucas, the shockwave blast is enough to take out the Dareth, but that was well worth it. I did not expect Dareth to be that tanky. On the other hand, Villain takes out the Harith. Ah, mhm. Not I mean Xavier, sorry. Well, um, this Lord, the second Lord, is also going to go to the peak side, unless, yeah, Dawning Light really didn't wasn't really timed enough. But that's a reset on the turtle. Joy coming in. I don't know what Joy is doing. He just went in there blindly without his help. And Tigreal also using the implosion flicker to no avail. They're making mistakes yet again. They're entering fights without communicating properly. That's why communication is so important. As you saw, the Joy entering in blindly without any help. And again, the Tigreal, it's not looking good for them. The state of affairs is very dire at this point. Sicilian is also ramping up his stacks. If you look at the stacks for the Sicilian, he already, oh, never mind, he does have low, he only 72. So that, and but he's ahead in the farm, so it doesn't really matter. 70 is the stacks is really low, but he's really ganking. He's not focusing on building up stacks. Top turret is in jeopardy. I think it's going to be taken out, yep, quite fairly easily. Um, hmm. I mean, they need a miracle at this point to be even at the same level. The Bat Feast being committed on the Lucas, but the Lucas has the ultimate to escape the Shocker Blast used as a retaliation, but the top turret is still in jeopardy. The Dawning Light not doing enough damage to be meaningful. I think that's the top turret being destroyed by them. Yeah. Tigreal flicker is 5 seconds cooldown. Oh, the Joy is behind enemy lines, but going to commit to the second clause, catching the Lucas, but oh, the Lucas is very low. He didn't have ultimate anymore. Was very close for comfort right there. Without Tigreal with his implosion flicker goes in, catches 2 members of the team, but again with the thing, there is no follow up. The Dawning Lights doing some damage, but it's nowhere near enough. And the initiation for the Tigreal was not good. I mean, what was that? The second clause catching the Layla. It's disasters on all fronts for them. The Xavier is doing some damage though, so the Xavier could carry his team, maybe. But I don't like the temporal rain that the Xavier has. I don't really like that. Hmm. Well, I think they are going to take the Lord. Yeah, they're going to wait for the Lord to spawn in 8 minutes, which I think they should get the inhibitors at least. If not, they can end the game. This purple buff is going to be denied for the joy. The Xavier, hmm, Dareth, they're not doing so much damage. I thought it would. Oh, he has the Athena shield, right? Okay, he's going full tank. All right, the joy coming in, checking the bushes. But yeah, he's just going to use the ultimate to escape. The Dawning Light almost took the Lord, but doesn't succeed in doing so. And the now the Lord has been taken. It's bad news for them. Like Joy um is farming the wave, but I think she might be going down here. Retribution has to be used. Layla is so far in deep. The positioning is really not that good, and the Joy is taken by the Sanguine Claws. That is very bad. I don't know what is happening, but it's not good for them. Oh, the implosion flicker again catching two members for the team. The Beleric is quite low, but it doesn't even matter because Julian has immunity with his second skill, and the only member that goes down is the Beleric for the Layla. But Layla gets caught by the Sicilian yet again. The Sicilian is catching everyone, and the Lord is still marching down on the bottom turret. There is no minion left, and Xavier and Joy has to defend this them against the world. Will they be able to defend this? I don't really think, but anything could happen so far. So we will see what goes on. But there's a bit of a recall show going on. The Soccer Blast doing a little damage, but it's not enough. The Lucas going to the backline, doing not any meaningful damage. The Lord is falling down. Oh, they might be able to actually defend this. The Hybrid melting down the Tegral using implosion, but it was too late. Dareth just standing there and destroying the turret as they should have. And that marks a victory for the League
Victory!
Peak to Plummet. Good game, 2-0, clean sweep. What's more to say?
Well, that was a nice play coming from Peak to Plummet, and therefore Trash Industries will be going towards the lower brackets. And tomorrow there will be three matches, and the matches are King Kai Topa versus Maf, the rematch again, and Shadow Wolves versus Trash Industries. And whoever wins uh, the both the match will face off each other in the next match. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it for
So
today.
see you all tomorrow. Thank you for watching.